What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. Big shout out to my doggy, Bobby Ross, for coming through and steadily boosting them coins. You best believe it, folks. Eddie Hearns and Oscar de la Sniffa have got into it. And essentially, Eddie Hearn is seriously called to run the fade, run the squabble with Oscar de la Hoya in the ring. So this is the call out de la Hoya made in the first instant, essentially calling for a 5v5. Here we go.
There have been rumors that my company, Golden Boy Promotions, may do a 5-on-5 against Matchroom Sports, which is run by my buddy Eddie Hearn.
Bruh.
We all know Eddie has the worst record as a promoter, and his fighters aren't the cream of the crop.
Bruh.
But I'm always up for giving the fans a good night of fights under one condition. The fights will be contested in a tiny ring, so nobody can run. And since we have the best matchmaking in Golden Boy, these are the fights I propose. Virgil Ortiz versus Boots, Munguia versus Pacheco, Cepeda versus Shakur, Oscar Duarte versus Devin Haney, and the winner of Ramirez Barboza will take on Jack Catterall. Hell, let's even make it a 6-on-6 with me and you, Eddie,
Bruh.
in the main event. I see you've been taking box aerobic classes.
Pow. Man. Pow.
So let's give the fight fans what they really want to see. Me kicking your ass.
So there's
And Canelo. Fuck you.
So there's Oscar de la Hoya. Come on now, he clearly off the packet there. I believe Dan Kinahan's Courier has just posted. Come on now, yeah. People think, oh, YB, Oscar de la Sniffa, he does Throwback Thursdays every. You know why it's on Thursday? That's when Dan the Man Kinahan Courier posts up every week. Same time. Bash, packet. Throwback Thursday! That's the fact of the situation, folks. I had to break it to you. I spoke to Kinahan's Courier. That's what I did do. He told me today. He confirmed it. Leaked for you, man. Dan the Man Kinahan's Courier swings by Oscar de la Sniffa's residence every Thursday. No coincidence there. Anyway, those are the bars from De La Coca. Let's now get to Eddie Hearn's rebuttal response. Bash.
At what it's like to get beat because you're making great fights for the fans. And jokes aside with Oscar de la Hoya, if he's serious, we can give the fans here something incredible. And we can really go at it, me and him. And this is what boxing needs.
Ain't that the sick fight, you and him?
Listen, if Turkey Al Sheikh wants to get his checkbook out, I will fucking stick the gloves on, mate. There's no doubt about it. But the numbers got to be right. And we're talking double-digit millions. I've got a massive size advantage.
10 million in you fight Oscar De La Hoya?
Keep going, Oscar. Don't mug
You
me
said
off.
double digit?
Oscar, don't
You
mug
said
me off
double
with
digit?
10 mil. What do you think I am?
You said
Two
double
bob?
digit?
Listen, let me tell you something
Define
now.
double digit.
I've got a massive, massive size advantage
Ego.
over Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah.
Ego as well. The slight problem is he was one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time.
True.
So I'm slightly up against it, but I will get my head punched in for the right price. I would probably rather sit at ringside with His Excellency and watch one of the best nights of boxing unfold. But there's always a price. But don't mug me off with a 10 mil. I'm not happy about that.
Well, let's talk numbers.
Make the offer and we'll go from there.
His Excellency, you heard.
Now, off the rip, let's address the 5v5. This 5v5 looks fire. Ortiz versus Boots Ennis. You'd like to think Boots will get there. Munguia versus Pacho. Never heard of these two. Well, I've heard of Munguia, but I don't know enough about Pacho to talk about it. Cepeda and Sleepvinson. You'd like to think. Well, I'd prefer Cepeda to win, but Sleepvinson's he can run well. He knows how to run. So, Eddie, Devin Haney, this is a good card. Solid card. It's not as good as the 5v5, the Frank one, but it's close. I think probably because it's American and there's not as many British names. It's not as sexy, but it's solid for sure. And like Eddie Hearn said, the build-up, Oscar and Eddie will settle the SHIT out of this. Now, as far as the sick fight goes, Eddie versus Oscar, I mean, I have heard on the grapevine that the Saudi authorities, oil prices have dropped or something like that. Their oil revenues have dropped, so they're looking to tighten up their purse strings. So it's unlikely to happen now. if it was ever going to happen. But listen, 20 mil, Turkey probably got that in his bank. So I'd like to see it. I think Eddie, though, will probably price himself out. Yeah. 10 mil. I think 10 mil, that was a stretch. He said, don't mug me off with 10 mil. So is Eddie thinking 50? What planet you on, Eddie? You ain't 10. I'd say 10 is the absolute peak. And that's ridiculous, really. I guess the argument is, well, why be Eddie's making 5-10 mil a year doing nothing? So why would he want to take penitentiary chances for? For the good of the sport, Eddie. Give something back. Yeah? Eddie, how many Mandinga fighters, brain cells, have you cashed in on in your career and your dad's career? 50 years of Mandinga fighting. How many brain cells have you cashed in on? How many brain cells have you profited from? A whole bag. And 10 mil and a little bit of money. That's a big whack of money. A big whack of money. So Eddie really should say, I'll take 10 mil and run it with Oscar. That's realistic. That's something that, even that, I'm not sure Turkey would even pay 10 mil. It'd have to be 10 mil each. So I'm not even sure Turkey's going to waste 20 mil on that situation. But he's damn sure he's never going to be paid 50 each for this, is he? Like, that's ridiculous. I think AJ got paid like 30, 40 mil, 50 mil. I think AJ got about 30, 40 mil for the Wallin fight, for example. There's no way you can justify giving anywhere near. You can't even really justify giving 10. This should be really a 5 and a 5. But call it a 10 and a 10, since Eddie wants to talk about 8 figures. Eddie needs to accept 8 figures, 10 mil, if it's offered. Which I don't think it would be, but if it is offered, that would be fair. That's double what it's really worth. And why not? Like Eddie says, he's got the size. Obviously, we'd all be backing Oscar to wipe the floor with him. Too much. Oscar would do this guy some serious arm. The plumber from Basildon. Yeah, you plumber from Basildon. Yeah, he would do some serious arm. But Eddie is right. He's 6'4" or whatever, and probably 220 pounds, 230 pounds. Oscar, he's small. He's like 5'6" or something, 5'7". But still, that dummy. You get punched up. Eddie would get seriously punched up. Then again, we don't know the situation or the status of Oscar de la Coca's liver and his kidney. When you've been putting that much synthetic La Coca leaves through your nose, it damn sure ain't regenerative for your kidney and your heart and your cardiovascular system. So, it's worth watching. Let's have a look at the ages, actually. De La Hoya age. I think Eddie might be older. 51. Come on, man. Come on. This moody internet. Oh, YB, it's actually your 20 tabs. Well, it's not. It's the internet, man. It's bugging. Floor. Oh, we're looking at Eddie Hearn's age. 45. Okay, Eddie's got the age advantage. Age and size advantage. Let's see it, man. Turkey, put the bread up. Put the bread up, man. Put the bread up. I want to watch this one. Yeah, this is what we need. Get Eddie Hearns in a fight camp and let's run this one. This whole card, a 6v6. Quadruple points for the last fight. Why not? Yeah. Don't forget, it wasn't Turkey, I don't think, but they paid Jake Paul and Tommy Fury a decent amount of money. Jake Paul and Tommy Fury, is it bigger than Oscar and Eddie? It's probably about the same size. And I think they probably got paid 10 mil each. There or thereabouts. So yeah, let's do that, man. I want to see this one. I want to see it. And I think Eddie really owes it to the game. Because then, if Eddie goes forward with this, he'll be able to say, and I think that carries weight, oh, you've never been in the ring. Eddie will be one of the very few promoters who can really say, I've been in the ring against the odds. And God forbid he won, for example, that would be huge. Or he doesn't get knocked out and he wins a few, let's say it's 8 rounds. If he wins 2 or 3 rounds, that's a massive victory for him. And his stock would go up massively in my book. To be fair to Eddie, he already called out Simon Jordan, which is really a more balanced match. Let's have a look at Simon Jordan's age. Simon Jordan age 50. Oh, he's older. Come on, man. Simon Jordan. He looks good for his age, though. He's knocking on 60. So he's a bit old. That's fair enough. I was rinsing Simon for ducking Eddie, but he is long in the tooth, man. He's knocking on to 70 years old. So he shouldn't be in the ring. Yeah, he shouldn't be. Eddie Hearn would do that guy some harm. Yeah. You see you, the plumber from Shrek. You see you, the Prince plumber from Shrek. Eddie Hearn to do some serious harm. He'd knock that pretty looking blonde barnet right off your head for you. Bash. That's what he'd do. But yeah. Anyway, people, let me know your thoughts. Do you want to see this fight? Are you gagging for this fight? Am I gagging for it? I'd be more gagging for this one here if it was going to happen. But yeah, I'm down for it. It'd probably be a bloodbath though. I think Eddie would get stopped pretty early, if I'm honest. And it'd be fascinating if he didn't. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this one. People, stop it.